So one of my favorite parts about my job is that I meet a bunch of people in one day and sort of have all these different presentations and interviews. And I just came out of one interview with a startup founder, and I'm preparing for my next one. And this one I'm particularly excited about because he's really inspired a lot of thought leadership in the field of kind of office. Sorry, just one second, it's important. Hi, boss. Yeah? Oh, the location changed. Aruna Asif Ali Marg. Yeah, I can do that. Okay, see you there. Driver, stop the car. How cool is this? I mean, when you take a lot of work with you, and especially when you get stuck in Delhi traffic, then a mobile office like this one is really a dream come true. But even if you're a startup founder or an entrepreneur, or even running a small to medium-sized business, one of the hardest things is finding decent office space, especially at a reasonable rate. But this person behind me is helping create a startup for the startups.
Meet Amit Ramani, founder and CEO of Office Space Solutions. And the man behind increasing employee efficiency through his unique office. Well, not just his own employees, but actually for a lot of other startups. Amit comes from a strong background of planning and real estate and wears his vision on his sleeve to help startups or SMEs with the most daunting task, finding a decent workspace at a reasonable rate. But a startup helping startups, how do they do it?
So office is basically the ability to book office on the go, right? So just in time basis, you can book from 1 hour to 11 months a meeting room or an office or a desk, essentially through a technology platform. So just as your business is not conventional, why should your office be?
Founded in April 2015, Amit's concept has been redefining the way work gets done in the current business environment. All of this through his just-in-time space utilization, which basically means that Office tailor-made mobile app enables users to find and book workspaces in their managed centers on the go and on real-time basis. A startup can book private cabins, flexi seats, as well as conference rooms. The sheer number of startups in the country has produced huge demand of office working spaces in cities. And considering the needs of startups building network, affordable rent and great infrastructure, it becomes a win-win situation for both. But with co-working spaces mushrooming in all major cities, what is Office unique defining factor?
So our USP is complete flexibility to book on the move. So we provide a technology platform. We bring a lot of alliances to the table that really add value to our community members, such as food tie-ups, entertainment tie-ups, technology tie-ups, right? We also do a lot of eventing, right, which provides mentoring, provides learning opportunities at our centers, and clearly we provide a complete transformation in terms of how people look at real estate and use of office space by providing a design solution that provides activity-based settings in our centers.
So, not just an office space with great Wi-Fi, Office also provides F&B services, insurance products and legal services, which seems to make it a one-stop shop for everything a nascent startup would need. But we have some burning questions that we want answers to. Co-working spaces are becoming central to startups. How is Office going to capitalize on this market? Are new age co-working spaces and business centers changing the work culture in India? Does Office have a scalable business model?
What makes you sure that Office is going to grow and continue to work?
So just in a matter of 12 months, we have gotten about 82% occupancy in our centers. Some centers run at 100% occupancy, right? And some of these centers are vintages of 1 week old to about 12 months old, right? So we've gotten a really good response from the community, and our community is basically making us successful, right? And we are continuing to see a lot of traction around it from SMEs, from startups, and even now from corporates. So we feel this is a hugely scalable model and has a lot of potential going forward.
Now, Office does compete with co-working spaces across the country, and I know they're on the rise. So can you talk about who your real competition is?
Competitors are the business centers which already existed, also the co-working guys that are coming up. So that's why we created our own category called pro-working. And with pro-working, what we are bringing is proximity working, professional working, productive working. We create our own category, and we strongly feel that the conventional office user is our biggest competition. There is global competition coming from likes of WeWork, so we certainly look forward to that. But as we see it, the conventional guy is our biggest competition.
Co-working spaces are central to the work ethos of startups. How is Office capitalizing on this market?
So clearly, in our community of about 2,000 people in a very short duration of 12 months, about 25% are startups, right? So we are clearly looking at that ecosystem and capturing it as one of our key categories of community that becomes integral to our growth here. So clearly, with the startup ecosystem growing, our community and our office centers will grow as well.
How are co-working spaces changing work culture in India?
So co-working, if you look at co-working, in 2006 there were 2 centers in the US. Today there are over 10,000 centers, right? We are looking at a growth which is happening 50% year on year, right? So clearly a category has been created and people are adapting it. Like look at our growth here, right? In 12 months we have over 2,200 members working out of our 13 different locations and growing very, very fast. So clearly it's a category that's gotten created. Now we call it pro-working because we feel that it's not just for the startup ecosystem, it's for SMEs, it's for also the corporates, right? So it's a new way of working, and clearly co-working is here to stay.
Office provides really gorgeous offices. I mean, it's the sort of thing that I would love to work in, and I think that there is that something magic that happens when people from different spheres come together and maybe you spark ideas that you never would have expected. But the fact of the matter is that WeWork is coming to India, and WeWork is a giant in the US. It's really leading the co-working space revolution, kind of started it. And so I wonder what will happen when that encroaches on this territory. Will Office be able to survive? We'll have to see. Anyway, that's what I think. Let's hear what the mentors have to say.
Our first mentor is Neeta Kapoor, head at India New Ventures, New Scope. Neeta is leading VC Edge, a research platform that provides data to professionals that are a part of the investment ecosystem. Neeta has over 2 decades of experience in communications, marketing and brand building. Meet Ashish Taneja, co-founder and managing director of GrowX Ventures, an early-stage investment firm. Ashish works with a plethora of startups very closely and has a keen eye to spot the one in a million, or in our case, in a billion.
The idea of Office is great. It's not original. It's been done before. In fact, a lot of accelerators and incubator programs are already offering that. One advice for Office is get more offices under management as fast as you can. Collaborate and offer value-added services now.
The co-working opportunity is really taking up shape. There are some 10, 12 companies or startups who are already in this space and have significant capability. I don't see any differentiation, right? So, between an office and the bunch of others. Basic parameters or requirements which an entrepreneur is looking for when they're doing at their office, there are not a lot of options available generally when it comes to real estate. What's available is expensive. So I think that's the biggest challenge, finding properties at the right price point which they can, sublease to smaller tenants. Yeah.
If there's one state that aims to lead the startup revolution in India, it's Telangana. And T-Hub, a startup ecosystem based in Telangana, is promoting various startups and aims to be at the forefront of this golden era for entrepreneurship. Recently, the state announced that it was launching an initiative to connect startups in India to global market opportunities and invite global new age companies to invest back in India. So today on State of the Startup, we want to know, what should we expect from this initiative? And what does it mean for India's startup ecosystem?
Telangana has been in the news recently for all its efforts in pushing for startups. While Hyderabad has good infrastructure and a growing technology talent pool, many startups get caught in red tapeism and don't hit the ground for very long. Startup ecosystem builder T-Hub identified this and has now launched T-Bridge after partnering with Thai Silicon Valley and Uber, a new program that will connect Indian startups with global market opportunities.
Think of 2 organizations coming together to breed startups which are made in India, but going global. I think this could be a perfect bridge for startups going from India globally, and also for a lot of global innovation to start to percolate here and leverage the domestic Indian market.
I think they are the only state in the country today which has a very specific program to encourage startups and encourage the ecosystem around it. So the government of India is trying to really do work hard to build the ecosystem. There's been multiple slew of initiatives and regulatory approval processes that has happened in the last 5-6 quarters since the new government has come into play.
T-Bridge will also enable startup communities in India and around the world to exchange and share ideas and innovate. In addition, the program aims to create a good network of mentors, VCs and incubators in the Indian startup ecosystem.
Well, I think this kind of tie-up means that the Indian startup ecosystem is kind of arriving on the global scene. India is emerging as really the new startup ecosystem which can expand on scale. We are now, I think, the third largest hub, and global investors are looking for opportunities.
Bento Lab seems like something out of a fantasy book. It really shows how far we've come in just the last few years. The device allows you to copy DNA and do some simple DNA analysis. Don't believe me? Then take a look, and you may be able to become a DNA researcher.
A DNA laboratory for everybody? Well, this is the world's first laptop-sized DNA lab, the Bento Lab. The project has created a lot of noise on crowdfunding platform Kickstarter. It comes with its own handy book so everyone can test their own genetic makeup, extract DNA from fossils, or even explore their food at a molecular level. Although the Bento Lab is steeply priced at $700, which is around 47,000 rupees, but hey, the project claims to have got funded in just 36 hours of going live. So you know, it's pretty cool.
I have always been an entrepreneur all my life and decided to take a conscious break to raise my baby. And I was actively looking out to get back into workforce.
I was working as an HR manager. After the birth of twin daughters, I was looking for the work from home options.
I'm a management professional who took a break for about a year and a half to raise a family. And my problem was that after the break, I was unable to get the expected package.
Tanushree was granted flexible working hours, Preeti is able to work from home, and Divya was given her expected package. This was made possible through career advice and opportunities from a startup called Sheroes. Let's meet the woman who's leading Sheroes.
This woman works for women, with women, and is expanding horizons for scores of women across India. Meet Sairi Chahal, the sole founder of Sheroes, an online career destination for women. And she's seen it all. An MPhil from Jawaharlal Nehru University, Sairi has been in the founding team of NewsLink Services, the world's first newspaper for mariners, and she has founded FlexiMoms, a platform that was specifically meant for women who took a career break. This stemmed the idea for Sheroes. But does all this experience translate into bulletproof startup? We'll find out.
Sheroes is a place where it's all about women and their aspirations and what women want to do. It could be careers of different kinds, it could be working from home, it could be starting a business, it could be learning something, it could be getting support. It could be just saying, I want to stay connected to my growth. Even if I don't have a job, I can stay connected. So Sheroes is a community that's built around that, and it's built for women all over the country.
Well, that's right. Gender imbalance at the workplace is no secret, and Sheroes aims to bridge this very gap. For many women, mid-career is a difficult time, where family starts to take precedence over careers. Sheroes curates work opportunities for women of all ages, so women can ace that work-life balance. And not just through their site, Sheroes reaches women through community meets, job fairs and special programs. They also offer support through their helpline number and through their app. Sheroes claims to have presence in all major Indian cities and have had placements in companies like Paytm, Oriflame, Urban Clap and others.
Careers are not linear as initially thought to be, and that's a very industrial mindset. And we feel careers are constantly evolving. They are multi-dimensional, and everybody can custom fit their own careers. And I guess the whole genesis of Sheroes is to put that choice and put that whole system in hands of every woman.
Founded in January 2014, the Sheroes community has now hit 1 million users, helping women chart out their career roadmap. The platform provides career advice to women in the form of mentorship. And not just women, companies are flocking to Sheroes as they help connect businesses to these women professionals.
The world's changing very fast, and we have tons of great technology at hand. So we are built like a consumer internet startup. We build like a product company. So our whole approach is to use technology to solve this problem. And that helps us solve it in a large scalable way. The byproduct of our work, the impact is still social.
Sheroes is uniquely placed to solve a hard problem that is looming in our country: gender diversity at the workplace. With investment from 500 startups, Quintillion Media and Vijay Shekhar Sharma, Sheroes has an ambitious mission and is a fast-growing organization. And now we have some questions for the hero of Sheroes. What kind of impact has Sheroes had on the lives of working women? What is the scope to grow for a startup like Sheroes?
What is the impact that Sheroes has had on the women who participate?
Think of the network effect that every woman brings in and tells about Sheroes, about empowerment and growth, to maybe 10 other women at the least. So I think the network impact is very, very high. But I think more than that, our reach, we've got women from, really small towns, women from villages, women from big metro cities. So I guess it's really sort of creating a culture of talking about women and what they want to do and their choice, which I feel is a big cultural shift.
The recruitment sector is growing at a rapid rate. Where does an organization like Sheroes fit into all of this?
Think of us as a consumer internet platform. Think of us as a network that is bringing in diverse stakeholders and diverse choices to its members, to its users, and sort of leveraging upon these two connects, So think of us more like a marketplace than a recruitment company, but at the same time, we do offer jobs. We are the largest selection of work from home opportunities anywhere in Asia. We do work with 15,000 companies. We offer almost 300 new opportunities out there every day. So we're looking at recruitment with a difference, but think of us as a platform where a lot of urban educated women are finding a leverage that didn't exist before.
Now, is there some tool or skill that you learned and incorporated into the venture that's made a big difference for the startup?
We're really sort of leveraging the power of mobile to reach out to millions of women. But at the same time, I guess what we are also riding on is the future of work trends, because we know that jobs are getting automated. We know the IT services sector is slowing down, and that was the largest employer of women. We know that micro-entrepreneurship and entrepreneurial categories are growing. And we are building Sheroes on top of that because, one, we know corporate jobs are never going to be enough for everyone, but at the same time, everyone has capability and aspiration, and businesses are being realigned to what we call future of work today. So we are very big on future of work as an opportunity. At the same time, we feel the whole play around Digital India, putting a device and internet in hands of every woman will change the game.
It's been great to get to know Sheroes, and I really admire the founder for all that she's done. The fact is, when I go visit these startups for this job, one of the most discouraging things is I often meet a whole bunch of guys and there are very few women employed, if any, at these startups. I really hope that through connections, through startups like Sheroes, we'll be able to up that number, and I applaud what they're doing. That's what I think. Let's hear what the mentors have to say.
The challenge that Sheroes can face is that tomorrow if a Naukri.com or can come out with a similar vertical because it's got scale, right? Or a LinkedIn can come out with that vertical, right? So Sheroes needs to work on its differentiation, value add on its differentiation. So Sheroes needs to be more than just a dialogue and a posting of information of women on the company.
Brilliant work Sheroes has done over the last couple of years, and great agenda, great intent, real need for a country like India. Thumbs up to Sairi and team, to where they've taken Sheroes and the path ahead.
We met two startups today that are looking at the future of work in two very different ways. Office provides co-working spaces for small to medium-sized businesses, and Sheroes offers women a platform for career advice and opportunities. Both have their feet firmly placed in the present, but seem to have a plan for success that will last into the future. Does your startup have what it takes to be featured on Unicorn? Then write to us. Email unicorn@ndtv.com or tweet at us at @prime_unicorn. That's it for today. We'll see you next week on Unicorn, Chasing the Startup Dream.